morning. Today is Wednesday, the 26th day of February AD 2025. Good morning and a pleasant welcome to a news update coming to you from Maggie FM 90.5 with me, Zika and Vlule. Ahead of the news presentation is our today message or inspiration coming from the book of Matthew 5 verse 13 to 14. And in the verse, the Bible says, "You are the salt on the earth. You are the light of the world." And that is from Matthew 5 verse 13 through 14. And in that verse, what is the Bible trying to tell us? When the Bible says you are the salt on earth and you are the light of the world. You are this verse, you are the salt on earth simply means that if salt loses its saltedness, and think about how it can regain being salty, right? It is no longer good for anything except maybe to burn it out and then. And verse 14 of Matthew 5 says, "You are the light of the world." And a town or a house built on top of the hill would never be hidden. That is a parable, biblical inspirational message. And salt in its biblical context in times means its value or preservation and favor. When Jesus uses this metaphor, it is indeed a metaphor. He describes his followers as people who should influence the world positively, talking about righteousness and adding value, standing against moral decay. And this verse, it also talks about saltiness, right? So whenever that happens, we're talking about your spiritual effectiveness, right? So if the Bible says you are the salt of the world, they are talking about your spirituality. And so we should become effective in the mission of God. In the light of the world, this illustrates, it also represents the light, the guidance and revelation. Just as a city, like I was saying, on the hill is visible from far distances, you stay far away and see buildings that is being erected on the top of the hill. And so Christians are called to live a way that reflects God's goodness, God's love, and Christians are to make impact to the world positively. And the faith should not be hidden, but it should be a light that will shine brightly to inspire and lead others to God. Christians should be able to lead others' soul. That's why we should be evangelists. And so, in its application of this verse, believers, this passage is telling us that it is a call to be active in the Christian faith. We should make a difference in our communities, standing for the truth and nothing else but the truth. We should live in a way that points to others, leading them to Christ. And let this be a reminder that it doesn't conform to the world, but it influences the world positively. And so that is our today's message coming from the book of Matthew 5 verse 13 to 14. And it says, "You are the salt of the earth, and of course you are the light of the world." And so on that note, we will take this break and we'll come back. We go for our news update right here on Maggie 90.5 with me, Zika and Vlule. A final news update this morning. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Her Excellency Manasiro Beslo Nyanti, on behalf of President Joseph Nema Boaga Sr., has officially commissioned Mr. Johnny F. Fala as Consul General at the Consulate General of Liberia in Dakhla, Kingdom of Morocco, and Mr. Bala Salah as Minister Plenipotentiary or Deputy Permanent Representative to Liberia to the United Kingdom. That's the United Nations. During the commissioning ceremony, Foreign Minister Nyanti expressed profound gratitude to the two diplomats for their exemplary service in their previous roles and urged them to uphold their dedication and commitment in their new assignments. Highlighting the collaborative efforts in the selection process, Minister Nyanti acknowledged the role of Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, Councillor Doi E. Gray, who oversees Liberia's foreign service, in identifying qualified individuals for key appointments. As the chief architect of Liberia's foreign policy, President Baka endorsed those appointments as part of his broader vision to advance economic development and prosperity for all Liberians. Foreign Minister Nyanti stressed the importance of economic diplomacy, emphasizing its role in creating job opportunities for young people and enabling them to build sustainable futures within Liberia. She reaffirmed that the arrest agenda remains the guiding framework for all diplomatic initiatives, ensuring alignment with Liberia's transformational goals. Looking forward, Minister Nyanti expressed confidence in the ability of Mr. Fala and Mr. Salah to excel in their respective roles in Dakhla and New York, underscoring their high expectations placed upon them to strengthen Liberia's global presence and foster strategic partnerships. On the night of February 22, 2025, Dodotown was rocked by a heartbreaking series of events that left the community in deep mourning. A local health center was engulfed in flames just hours after a devastating suicide incident claimed the lives of a 19-year-old resident identified as Aziz Saki. Saki, a presumed 10th grade student at Dodotown Public School, was discovered deceased, hanging from a tree in a nearby area. His untimely death has sent shockwaves through the community, igniting widespread sorrow and concern among residents. Reports indicate that Saki left behind a note, the details of which remain undisclosed as authorities continue their investigations. There is currently no confirmed link between Saki's tragic death and the subsequent fire at the health center, prompted local officials to examine both incidents closely. Dodotown, one of the prominent settlements in Maggie County's 2nd district, is now in a state of grief. Community members and local leaders are grappling with the dual strategies, seeking understanding and support in the wake of these distressing circumstances. As investigations unfold, the town stands united in its search for answers and healing. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Education, that's Ministry of Health, has expressed deep concern following a fire outbreak at Dodotown Comprehensive Health Center in Maggie County on Saturday evening, February 22, 2025. While no casualties were reported, the incident has disrupted critical healthcare services in the community. Community members, Firestone Service, and the RIA fire diplomat swiftly responded to contain the fire, demonstrating collaborative effort to mitigate the fire. The MOH has since mobilized senior members of the affected site to assess the damage and implement measures to restore health services in the area as soon as possible. In a statement released by the MOH, Dr. Catherine T. Cooper, Chief Medical Officer and representative of the Liberian government, Republic of Liberia, led a delegation of senior health officials to the scene. This primary focus was to evaluate the extent of the damage and establish a plan to resume essential health care operations at the Comprehensive Health Center. Dr. Louise Mpoto, Minister of Health, has directed the Liberia National Police and the Liberia National Fire Service to conduct cause of a thorough and transparent inquiry to prevent similar incidents in the future. Members of the Breakaway Church of the United Methodist Church, now known as the Global Methodist Church, took control United that's Global 2025. The service, which was poorly attended, became a platform for strong condemnation of the United Methodist Church stance on same-sex marriage. During the service, Dr. Ebenezer Bala, a leader of the Breakaway Church, as against same-sex marriage policies and criticized both the United Methodist and the Global Methodist marriage. Reverend Bala had previously been expelled as district superintendent, accused the church's leadership, particularly President Bishop Samuel Kwano Jr., of misleading them regarding the church's stand on same-sex marriage. According to Bala, Bishop Kwano had allegedly downplayed the matter, causing confusion among church members. Another leader from the Global Methodist Church, the affection had now taken church in Ganta. He announced that they would not allow the pending induction ceremony for the new district superintendent to take place, nor would they permit the United Methodist Church to claim ownership of the church properties, including land, schools, and hospitals. Reverend Kanti emphasized that the Global Methodist Church will not allow any United Methodist Church property in Nimba County to be used for religious ceremonies or other activities, making a sharp division between the two factions. The tension surrounding the dispute continued to simmer, with no clear resolution in the site. In a related development regarding the disputes in the United Methodist Church and the Global Church, City Mayor intervenes in escalating Methodist Church crisis. Gombe City Mayor Samuel S. Hyde has stepped in as a mediator amid ongoing leadership and property disputes between the United Methodist Church (UMC) and the Global Methodist Church, the GMC, in Gompa. At the resolution meeting held on the Gompa City Corporation, Mayor Hyde accepted the council co-chair and businessman Prince Howard urged both parties to uphold the status quo while working towards a peaceful resolution. The UMC, represented by Mr. Zaulu Zwagli and Mr. Benedict Doma, while the GMC delegation was led by Reverend Ebenezer Bala, Gompa District Superintendent, and Mr. Morris G. Nyakwe, Nimba County leader. The Methodist, Grace Global Methodist, and the Point Global Methodist churches also attended the meeting. As part of the resolutions reached in, it was agreed that Reverend James Colably will remain principal for United Methodist School, and all previously appointed leaders will retain their positions until further discussions, and a follow-up meeting will be held on Thursday to continue negotiations. while the Alternative Dispute Resolution (ADR) progress operates outside the court system and traditional churches structure. Both factions praised Mayor Hyde and businessman Prince Howell for their effort in fostering peace and protecting community harmony and raising tensions. And finally, this morning on News Update on Maggie FM, in a significant ruling, the 15th Judiciary Circuit Court in Riverview County has sentenced 35-year-old Nigerian national Casey Hope Kesehoki to serve 7 years in prison for possessing over 30 grams of heroin valued at 4,500 USD. The court proceedings took place on February emphasizes the trial attracted considerable attention from both local residents and law enforcement officials. According to reports, Ezabike was arrested by the Liberian Drugs Enforcement Agency, the LDEA, on November 29, 2024 in the popular gold mining camp of Tapolin Village, Turning Post Territory District, Riverview County, doing an operation targeting drugs-related offense. During the trial, Ezahuku pleaded guilty to possessing heroin and coke, both valued at 4,500 USD, following his voluntary confession. Judge Wise Ephasus Wise handed down the 7-year prison sentence after a pre-sentence hearing. He will serve his sentence at the National Palace of Corrections in Zwajo Grant, Jila County. The verdict was met with widespread approval from Riverview County residents who praised the court for its swift and firm decision. Many believed the ruling will serve as a deterrent to others involved in drug trafficking and reinforce their country's commitment to combating the growing issues of drugs abuse and trafficking in the country. Local leaders and citizens have emphasized the justice system's role in addressing drug-related crimes to ensure the safety and well-being of communities across the country. As the case concludes, many are reflecting on the importance of vigilance and strong legal actions in curbing the devastating impact of illicit drugs, particularly heroin, which has wreaked havoc on many lives in Liberia. And that's the news update this morning on Maggie News Flow with me, Zika Vlude. Can you join us this evening for program News Flow on Maggie FM 90.5 Bellesto tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock for another edition of Maggie News Update. Until then, my name is Zika N. Vlude, bidding you a pleasant, wonderful working Wednesday. Goodbye and thanks for listening.